Hello there, and welcome to your guidance and energy reading for the week. I'm Sonia Davis, and I am delighted that you are here. I'm going to talk you through some of the energies we've got going on right now. And we're going from today, Monday, the 27th of October, through to Sunday, the 2nd of November. Yeah, we're coming into November. This time right now is going very differently than it's ever done before. And it's a powerful thing. So I encourage you to work with it. And I'm going to talk you through some of this week's specific energies that you might need to navigate. And we'll have some cards to help you with how you navigate that. So let's get on with it. So this week, as I said, is from today, Monday, the 27th of October, through to Sunday, the 2nd of November. And that means we go right past Samhain, Halloween, on the 31st of October. Now, this is a really powerful time of year. Samhain is a cross-quarter festival, which means it's the midpoint between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice. And I like to think of it like it's the point where, if you think of autumn in two halves, the first half of autumn is where we gather the harvest. We see nature in all of its abundance, dropping seeds and nuts and fruits and all of that beautiful abundance that's been growing through the spring and summer. We harvest that in the first half of autumn. The second half of autumn is where that's finished now and the leaves start to drop. We've had the harvest, we've had the abundance, and now we start to go inward. We start to retreat back, and we see nature doing that as well. Halloween, Samhain, is the point that marks the shift from the first half of autumn into the second half, and it's a beautiful time of year. The veil is at its thinnest at this time of year, and you may really feel that this week. So if you're feeling really particularly spiritual this week, noticing things that you don't notice normally, that's because of the way that the energies are flying around right now. And believe me, there are a lot of energies right now. So there's so much happening astrologically. And as I've said before, I am not an astrologer, okay? I'm an energy worker. I feel into and work with the energies, but the astrology helps give a bit of a framework of that. Now, some of the astrology this week is very vibrant and bright and beautiful, and it's a lovely, lovely way to be. What I want to invite you to think about this week is how you can use the light that's being shone through the week, and there will be at various points through this week. It's shining a light on the things that you still need to clear out and tidy up before we hunker down into the end of autumn and into the winter months. That's what I want to invite you to see this as. So if there are things that come to light in the next few days in particular, sort of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in particular, there's a really positive energy right now, okay? But it's huge. It's really big. And we are moving through a portal of transition right now. And I'll talk more about that separately. But as we move towards the winter solstice and the 21st of December, there are some really, really big shifts and changes going on right now. And it's unsettling everything, and things are coming to light. I want you to see this as the end of a cycle, the end of illusion, the end of performing, and begin to see the ways that you can start to be the you from the inside that you've always been. A newborn baby has limitless potential available to it. And then life gets in the way. And that's not a reflection on parenting, by the way. That's a way that as humans, our brain learns to cope, survival mode, to fit in with the grown-ups around us. And that newborn baby has literally anything as possible. And as life goes on, we learn to perform in ways that keep other people happy, because as a very small baby, it keeps us safe. Doing the things that the big people, the grown-ups around us, tell us to do right until we're about age 7 is what keeps us safe. It keeps us alive. And that is built into it's hardwired into the physiology of our brains to do that. So there's no, like I say, this is not a comment on parenting. If you're watching this and you have young children yourself, please don't worry. It's part of being human that this happens. But the thing with that is we squash ourselves away from the limitless potential that we all have. These times right now are all about you reconnecting with that inside yourself, deep inside yourself, underneath all the layers, all the masks that you've worn, all the personas that you've had to wear because you've needed to survive. This isn't with judgment on any of that. This is about you going, okay, underneath all of that, what do I really want? And we've been working through this if you've been on this channel for a while, you'll know we've been working towards this for a while. This week is a week to really see the things that still haven't quite been dealt with yet, so that you can deal with them, not so you can judge them or feel bad about them. That's not what this is about. It's about going, here's the light on this so that you can see it, so you can do something about it. Okay? That's what the energies are this week. So then we go into Halloween itself, Samhain, on Friday, with a sense of, right, we're now ready. We'll move through this deeply spiritual portal into a place of inward, nature-led hunkering down for the winter. That's what these energies are about this week. So I'm going to bring you some cards up, and they are absolutely perfect to get you through this week. So I am using the Akashic Oracle, the award-winning Akashic Oracle cards, I would say, from the fabulous Marina Beach. Literally my favorite deck. She knows that. So we start the week with nature. Nature is doing its thing. It's shifting from the first half of autumn, where we're gathering the harvest, into the second half of autumn, where the trees start to shed their leaves and things start to really move inwards in preparation for the cold of winter and the darkness of winter. So what I'm seeing in this card is there is still light. There is light there amongst the darkness, and that's important. There is always light. There's a real flow. There's water flowing through here, and it's that balance and that beauty of that is so important. You've got the little spirits, the fae, the elementals who are here as well with the nature, and they're helping the process along. And it's saying you're not on your own with this. This process is not on your own. And yes, it can be challenging moving from the beauty of summer and the warmth and the vibrancy of it into those darker, deeper months. But actually, you're never alone, and there is always light there. This card is one of absolute hope and also flow. There's a real essence of flow with this. Flow with the seasons, flow with the nature. Allow the light to illuminate the things that you don't need anymore. Allow yourself to be seen in the way that is real for you. Allow yourself to go through this process of illumination, releasing, and moving forward, because then you can move through the portal into where you really need to be. There's a lot of layers in this card. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So as we move through this week, allow the light to shine, but allow it to flow over you. Don't try and push, don't try and resist, just flow with it. And then we move on to our second card, and this is perfect. It's beautiful energy in these cards this week. We have strengthening boundaries. And what I'm really getting a sense of here with this card is this is about the boundaries for yourself around your mental well-being, your spiritual well-being, and your physical well-being. How can you create the boundaries around yourself to allow you to be in the best version of you that you can as we move through the Samhain portal into the second half of autumn, into that hunkering down phase, into that inward phase. This card is saying, if you see there's a sort of a lattice that she's built around herself there, and she's full of light. The light is vibrant. The light from this card is shining with her. But she's holding those boundaries and she's saying, this is me. She's built that framework around herself to protect herself as she moves forward. That protection is going to help her as she moves into these next few months, the winter months, the darker months. So what I'm really getting from this is about you looking at what boundaries you need to put in place for yourself. I'm not sensing so much this is about other people, although it may be for you. There may be relationships that are not needed anymore. And I'm not even talking romantic relationships, but I mean any relationship interaction with other people that you need to go, no, I'm not available for that. But this is about your relationship with yourself. So where do you have, I don't know, maybe a habit that you've been thinking, oh, I really should stop that. This is the time to focus on you, prioritize yourself, put the boundaries in place for you. A new ritual that you want to start in your spiritual practice, this is the time to be putting that in place for you so that you build that boundary for yourself. Limiting beliefs that you know, oh, look, I keep going there. I keep letting myself do that. I know I need to stop. This is the time to stop. Build that framework around yourself for yourself. This is not, like I say, this is not about other people. It may be about holding your boundaries, holding your energy so that others don't drain that, because your energy is your own. But this week is really about going, what do I need? What do I really need? What's going to serve my highest good and my highest purpose? What do I need to put in place to allow me to be the version of myself that I really want to be? And if that's about starting a new practice or stopping a habit that you've fallen out of love with, or saying no to something that you always say yes to but you don't really want to, this is the week to really focus on those boundaries. And it's about love for yourself. Put yourself first, because you matter and it's important to put yourself first. That's what this card is about. And then we move forward. It's just a beautiful card. We have gratitude practice. And what I'm really getting from this is, as with all of these energies, particularly with Samhain on Friday, Halloween, we have, it's the balance, it's the duality. There's so much around at the moment about duality, about holding the light and the dark. There is light and dark in this one. There is light and dark in here. I'm really drawn to the difference in sort of the sort of dark patches here, and then the lighter area up here. And it's that real sense of both. I'm really drawn to that duality. And it's almost like you can't have the rainbows, the beauty of the rainbows here, that she's standing going, wow, you can't have rainbows if you don't also have the rain. You can't have the light and appreciate the light if you don't also have the darkness as contrast. This card is saying embrace both, particularly as we go through the portal on the 31st. There's a real sense of we're moving into the darker times now, and there's a lot of inward darkness needed. There's a lot of shadows coming out right now, let's be honest. I mean, I've experienced layers of shadows that I thought were long sorted. There's been new layers emerging these last couple of weeks, and it's been profound. It's been a beautiful, freeing, releasing process, but it's been profound, and those shadows are emerging themselves so that they can be cleared. What I'm really drawn to say, and it's interesting as my guides come through and prompt me as I'm talking these, because I never script these, I just go with what comes through in the moment. It's obviously right for what's needed right now. What I'm getting a sense of is, allow yourself to go into the darkness and have as much gratitude for the darkness, for the shadows, for the difficult stuff as you do for the light and the beauty and the joy, because actually both are needed. So that gratitude practice, it's easy to be grateful for the sun streaming through the window this morning, or the beautiful people you have around me, or the abundance of joy that you have in your life, or whatever it is. It's easy to have gratitude for those. But do you have gratitude for the challenges, for the lessons that they bring you, that they show you that you wouldn't grow without? This is saying be grateful for all of it, because actually it's all important. There's a real duality this week, and there's a real duality in this card, and you are being invited to embrace that duality. The positive and the negative, both are needed, the yin and the yang. The energies right now are so, this week they're going to be really illuminating, and yet also really diving into darkness. It's going to be both at the same time, and you're being invited to be grateful for all of it. Because when you embrace the darkness, the shadows, the difficult bits, with a sense of gratitude for what they're showing you, what they're teaching you, you grow through those, and the feeling that comes out the other side of that is incredible. The liberation, the sense of freedom you get, the lightness that comes from that is amazing. And I'm speaking completely from the heart here. That's my own experience. When you allow yourself to go into that and be grateful for the darkness, the difficult stuff. Yeah, that changes the way you see things. It changes the way you see the world. It stops being vibrant and yay, exciting, and it becomes a deep contentment and a, yeah, I can do anything. It's a calmer place to be. So this week, really focus on that gratitude, no matter how difficult things are, no matter what comes up through this week, focus on the gratitude. Allow yourself to go into the portal of nature. Get out in nature this week. Really do get out in nature this week. It's really important, particularly if you get weather like I've got right here, right now, as I'm doing this video. Monday morning, it's beautiful out there. And I'm very shortly going to go out for a walk, but get out in nature this week. Get out in nature this week, but embrace the change of season and the light and the dark with that. But hold your boundaries. Look at yourself really closely and go, what do I need to do differently? You can never change other people. You can only change your response to them. So where are your boundaries? How do you want to show up in the world? And then have gratitude for all of it, all of who you are, all of the experiences you've had, and all the ancestors that have gone before you. And give gratitude to those ancestors, particularly on Friday, under the Samhain portal, as we travel through the thinnest part of the veil, when we connect more closely and more deeply with our ancestors this year. And I have a feeling this time is going to be big, because there are things happening this week. There's an influx of incredible energy happening on Wednesday and Thursday. I really sense that there is going to be something profound happening this week. And if that happens for you, stay in the gratitude rather than the overwhelm. That's your message for this week. To really flow with these energies this week. It may seem difficult, but if you look at it from a different perspective, you can find the joy and the gratitude in all of it. And please believe that everything that's going on right now, and there is a lot, believe me, there's a lot. Everything that's going on right now is in order for you to grow. And 2026 is going to be a very, very different year energetically than 2025. Very different. And this work that we're all doing now is helping us prepare for that. Coming out of the cocoon of the chrysalis, and we are going to be emerging out like butterflies and shining our light on the world. So I want to invite you to really think about shining your light. What do you want your light to be next year? Where do you want to be? Come January, February, when the first snowdrops start poking through, Who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Now is the time to be doing the work on that. And you do that by looking at yourself first, strengthening those boundaries, and being grateful for the lessons. I'm going to leave that there. I am sending you so much love. If you have liked this video, please do hit the like button, and please, please, please do subscribe to my channel. It really helps me get the message out to more people, and that's what I'm about. I want to share this message with more people, help more people. That's what it's about for me. So I'm sending you so much love for the week ahead. If you want some support with any of this, please do reach out to me. I'll put some links below for you to have a look at, but I'm always here for you. Take care. Have a wonderful week.